So, hello, Dibakar sir, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. Thanks. How are you? Hope everyone around you and your family is safe.
Everything is good. It looks like you're sitting in a tree house.
I'm not far. I'm sitting in an attic. So, yeah, but close, yeah.
Okay, so first off, congratulations on the reception of Sandeep or Pinky Farrar. Everybody is loving it. People are calling it a hidden gem.
Thank you. अब वही है कि वो छुपने आई मीन छुपना भी पड़ता है और फिर दिखना भी पड़ता है तो आई डोंट नो अबाउट द हिडन पार्ट ऑफ इट बट as they say in Bengali बोल रहे हैं तो अच्छा ही है.
So, did you expect this kind of reception when you were making the film? कि हाँ, इसको तो अच्छा मिलेगा review.
नहीं नहीं वो एक्सपेक्टेशन तो हर फिल्म पे होती है. As I've said before, no director makes a film with this aspiration कि बड़े गंदे रिव्यू आएंगे यार, बड़ी गंदी फिल्म बनाऊंगा, ऐसा सब थूकेंगे मेरी फिल्म पे. ऐसे ऐसे एस्पिरेशंस किसी फिल्म मेकर की नहीं होता. एवरी टाइम दे मेक अ फिल्म वो मन में एक ऑलवेज एक विजन होता है कि वहां से ताज आएगा, वहां से मुकुट आएगा, यहाँ से तलवार मिलेगी, वहां से पगड़ी मिलेगी, वहां से सरूपा मिलेगा, वहां से इज्जत मिलेगी, वहां से पैसे मिलेंगे. सो यू आर ऑलवेज वर्किंग ऑन दैट optimistic, a forward projection of your film will be loved as much as you love it or whatever. But as you go on doing many films, I think in my case what has happened is that the relationship of love has become more and more connected to the process of making the film. And through my life and my career, I've realized that reception can be varied, and a film's destiny is connected to too many things for you to be able to control it single-handedly. It's one of the most complex things to put on ground and release, and it's a miracle that it actually gets finished and gets released. So over years, I've started detaching myself from the film except for the making of it. And after that, whatever happens, it's a bonus for me. And the attempt is to try and see if the money that was spent in making the film is recovered. Over the kind of films that I've made and over the kind of life that I have led basis my films, my basic lowest common denominator is that the producer shouldn't lose money and the film should get its right eyeballs and it should get talked about for the reasons that it should get talked about. So, I mean, I have a very low bar actually. So everything is a bonus actually.
That's nice. That's a nice way of looking at things.
I mean, I think in my case, it's the only way of looking at things.
So, sir, would you say box office doesn't matter to you?
Of course it does. Of course it does. If it doesn't matter, then I won't be getting films to make. It's just that what I've come to realize is that no one thing is everything. There are too many variables, there are too many motivations, there are too many as I said, too many variables, too many motivations, and too many reasons why films get made. And the attempt is to make a film that makes a lot of money, because over the last 20 years, even the audiences have been sort of co-opted into the business of filmmaking, whereas they are not the business of filmmaking. I mean, it's like selling a soap to somebody and saying that, look, this soap has done $25 billion of business and therefore you need to buy the soap. But somehow the audience of films have been co-opted into how much they should watch a film, depending on how much business it has done. For better or for worse, what has happened is, and therefore filmmakers like us, and at least I, right from my first film, have been extremely anxious for my films to do, if not good, then tolerable business at least. So it's a fight, because there are many, many ways in which films do business, and many reasons, apart from the film, how a film is released and how a film is reaches its audience and whatever. what actors act in it, what stars are there, what kind of a subject it is. So all of that are, as I said, there are too many things to control. So you wish for certain things, you make up for a certain things, for a few things, you definitely try for a few things, and then you just jump into the unknown. And in my case, I just try and keep the exercise the cheapest possible exercise. I mean, the cheaper you are, the safer you are. So that's how it works out for me.
Okay, so what inspired you to write such an interesting story? Like, it's something we've never seen before, and like while watching it, like even my parents were thinking that बड़े दिनों बाद कुछ ऐसे interesting देखने को मिला, ये होने वाला है, नहीं अब ये होने वाला, but it was so unpredictable, the ending. So what inspired you to write a story like this?
I think livelihood was the first reason, because I needed to make another film after Vyomkesh Bakshi, and Vyomkesh Bakshi hadn't done well, and theatrically, and Vyomkesh Bakshi was a new genre, was a new treatment, and was too many new things packed into one. I realized that, and now over the years, as Vyomkesh Bakshi has gathered its sort of acolytes, Vyomkesh Bakshi had gathered its believers. Now I realize that there were too many things, too many new things fighting in one body. So I really wanted to do something which was, how shall I put it? Which took the familiar tropes of the Indian family audience and the Indian commercial Hindi film audience. And I had been collaborating with Yash Raj Films for this. And Yash Chopra's films, Adi Chopra's films, and Yash Raj Films, the studio's films, we call them commercial, but what they do is they have this knack of tapping into the dominant zeitgeist of the Indian middle class. Family, love, or the fight between love and sex in a way that, that's palatable to the family. These things are important, to the Indian middle class, because those are the milestones that they go through. And amongst that, there is also this genre of the caper film, the escape film, which at the core of it is about two repressed Indians somehow subverting the system and somehow gaming the system and running out. Bunty or Bubbly. These are people who we aspire to because we wish to game the system, but they successfully game the system in the film. So I'm saying it all very cogently because I've given about 20, 30 interviews now. So abhi, suddenly my own reasons to do what I do are very clear to me because I've been gassing about them for the past few days. But I don't think at that time it was a very conscious choice. At that point, I really wanted to take something which the Indian family could grasp as a trope. Because sometimes when you give them something that is unfamiliar to begin with, half their effort, because it's such a conservative society, it's a society that is suspicious of something new so fast that you really have to ease it into them. It's like, so a conservative society like the Indian middle class needs some easing into. Ye bhi soch raha tha main. So aise karte karte, I had a sort of kind of a fundamental premise in my head from very long back, from quite a sort of while back, from about 2011 and 12, very fundamental premise, which centered around that shootout. When you see Arjun Kapoor and Parineeti Chopra in a car and they see a shootout which was meant to finish them off, but by chance they escape it, but after that they have to rely on each other to survive. And they hate each other. And they hate each other because of class and also the gender issues. Something like, I had only this much. And after that, Varun and I teamed up, and I think it was an organic process because I think both Varun and I are sort of, very worried. And our biggest fear is unchecked power, and unchecked male power, which is patriarchy, worries us a lot, because we've seen examples of that destroying people around us, you know, in very close proximity. So I think there we didn't even have to align. Fortunately, both of us came from a world where, in spite of being men and conditioned into patriarchy very easily, it's not that we are not patriarchal. Often unconsciously we do certain things which are patriarchal. For example, in my house, I'm waiting for my wife to say it's lunchtime. You know, I'm not running down to the kitchen to see, "Arey yaar, khana lagao, der baj gaye, bachcho ko khana hai, fir school hai, class hai." I'm waiting. I'm just, you know, giving an example. So these are the unconditional patriarchal behavior that we sort of, you know, get conditioned into without even knowing. And we keep saying, no, we are not patriarchal, we're not patriarchal. But at least there's an awareness. कि बस ये हो रहा है तुम्हारे साथ, तो जरा देखते रहो. Please keep, you know, अपने गिरेबान में इर्द गिर्द झांकते रहो, वो क्या रहा है. अंधे बन के मत चलो. So I think Varun and I had that immediate connect, because Varun also comes from exactly that kind of a mind space. And as Varun has put very well, that if you have to tell a story about a man and a woman in contemporary India, you cannot tell it without patriarchy. It's harder telling it without patriarchy for us than to say it how it is, you know, because fundamentally we are all lazy. So we told it with that. अब ये अगर मैं फिल्म बनाने से पहले बोलूंगा तो फोन जाएगा, बॉस फ्लॉप पिक्चर कोई बनाने जा रहा है, उसको छोड़ो. तो ये सब उस टाइम नहीं बोलते हैं, फिल्म के बाद ये अभी बोलते हैं, उस टाइम नहीं. At that time these thoughts were not uttered sort of, you know, very vocally. It was just about Sandy and Pinky, and yes, about class. And I think Adi and I were sort of, you know, very clear. I mean, Adi was very excited about the film, about a film, whatever the style of the film is. He left it to me. So these two Indias clashing, if it can come out in a way that people haven't seen before, that'll touch people. These two Indias as represented by Arjun's character and Parinithi's character.
So, sir, we spoke to your Pinky a few days ago, and he told us at the beginning of his career, he knew he had to make a list of directors. Aditya Chopra had asked him to make a list of directors who he wants to work with one day. And Dibakar Banerjee was the name on the list. So he knew since the beginning he wanted to work with you. What made you think that he's the perfect Pinky and Parinithi is the perfect Sandeep for the film?
Parinithi was there in my head. I mean, somehow before even the film started, she was there in my head, and I'd spoken to her. And while we were shooting some commercial here or there, we kept talking about the film. And Parinithi kept gauging, ke jab hoga to hoga, whatever, we'll see. Arjun was incepted by Adi to me. So I think Adi was the real sort of, you know, how shall I put it, the catalyst. So because he sort of, we worked on a list and Arjun was on the list. And then Adi said that I think you should work with Arjun because he's in a state of mind that he'll really jump out of his comfort zone. I mean, in Arjun, I saw somebody who can be an everyman. You know, I mean, he doesn't have there's one quality that Arjun has, which everybody will agree that he never comes across as a Superman. He's just a human being, and his, you know, his vulnerabilities and everything, you know, you can see them. So that's where we started. And then, you know, we knew that because of the accent, because of him being a character from some Haryana, some policeman, ये वो बहुत उसको मतलब मेहनत करनी थी, तो उसने खुद ही कहा कि yeah, we'll have to take out time, and he took out 3 months. 3 months he slogged. So on the language, on the sort of, you know, behavior and other such things. So that paid off.
Because when we see on screen, it's actually Sandeep and Pinky. It's not Parinithi and Arjun.
That's great. That's very gratifying to hear. That's very gratifying to hear. I mean, I think that credit goes to all the creative heads of the film. You know, that credit goes to Anil. Anil Mehta's cinematography. That credit goes to the production design. That credit goes to the costumes, so that, you don't, I mean, I still was thinking that, yaar, tum zyada glamorize kar liyo Pariniti ko and all that. But I mean, once the film sort of, finished and everything was there, we could see that, you can feel what an urban 20, early 20th century, 21st century working woman in Delhi, she is that. Zada kuch, I mean, I think everybody sort of, is sort of, somewhere around that. And her transformation when she goes to Pithoragarh and all that. So I guess in hindsight, see, देखिए अगर ये फिल्म नहीं देखते ना, तो ये भी इंटरव्यू हो सकता था कि suppose you were the only interviewer who were interviewing me, because आपको फिल्म अच्छी लगी और किसी ने देखी नहीं, और आपने अपने बॉस को कन्विंस किया और आपने कहा क्या नहीं, then you would have said कि Dibakar, don't you think if you had made the film a little more commercially, it would have found a little more eyeballs or something like that. So all of this ये जो एक सुगंध है कि अच्छी फिल्म है, अच्छी फिल्म है, अच्छी फिल्म है, ये सुगंध का कारण एक ही है कि लोगों ने देख ली. अगर नहीं देखते तो चाहे फिल्म में कुछ भी होता, यही फिल्म उतनी अच्छी नहीं होती. बिल्कुल यही फिल्म, शॉट टू शॉट, सेकंड टू सेकंड, म्यूजिक टू म्यूजिक, सेम फिल्म पड़ी हुई है कहीं पे, लेकिन वो इतनी अच्छी नहीं. ये फिल्म इसलिए अच्छी है क्योंकि लोगों ने देख ली.
That's why maybe it's being called a hidden gem.
एक बार मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन कहीं कुछ ढूंढ रहे थे, उनको किसी ने पूछा कि आप क्या ढूंढ रहे हो. उन्होंने कहा कि यार मेरी अंगूठी खो गई है. तो किसी ने पूछा कहाँ खो गई है, तो कहा उधर कमरे में खोई है घर के अंदर. फिर यहाँ क्यों ढूंढ रहे हो, तो वहां रोशनी नहीं है तो मैं यही ढूंढ रहा हूँ. तो वही लॉजिक है, हिडन जेम फिल्म का वही लॉजिक है. कुछ समझ नहीं आता क्या है, जो है सो है.
So, sir, now fans are waiting, and Arjun has also said that there is scope for a sequel because of the kind of cliffhanger that you've left. It's not exactly a cliffhanger, but the ending was like, it was so unexpected and so beautiful, but we are all waiting to know what happens to Sandeep and Pinky later. So, is there actually a scope of a sequel?
See, the thing is, I think there is a scope for anything in the world. Is there a scope for a nuclear bomb to fall where I'm sitting right now? Yes. So हर चीज का स्कोप है, किसी चीज का मतलब अनस्कोप नहीं है. But see, this film finished sort of, we finished making this film in 2019, early 2019 or late 2018. Early 2019, and then we were waiting for sort of to release this film. And after that, I went ahead and I finished another sort of, made another film, and which I'm sort of finishing right now. And after that, sort of, I'm doing something else after this feature film. So what happens is, filmmakers like us, to sort of, kind of sustain our rosy roti, we have to start, work ahead. While you're finishing something, you start something else. While you start something else, you start planning for something else after something else. That's how we survive, and that's how we pay our EMIs. So time नहीं मिलता है इतना सब कुछ सोचने का कि क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा and all that. पहले एक फिल्म तो निकली. So मैं कह रहा हूँ कि यार इसकी अभी डिलीवरी हुई है, अभी तो बच्चा मतलब दिल खो के रो रहा है, उसके फेफड़ों में ऑक्सीजन जा रही है. वो तो वैसे भी 2 बार कोविड के चक्कर में वो तो खत्म हो गया. तो 2 बार ही कोविड हुआ उसको, फिल्म को. तो अभी निकला है, अभी थोड़ा सा जीने दो. अभी पहले ही वाली ये कहती है संदीप और पिंकी फरार को थोड़ा जीने दो. आगे क्या होता है, आगे सब कुछ हो सकता है और कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता, मुझे नहीं पता. मेरे दिमाग में तो भी कुछ नहीं.
So कुछ भी हो सकता है.
वो तो दुनिया का रूल है बॉस.
Okay, so sir, in a few interviews, you have mentioned, it has been reported that you had asked Arjun and Pariniti not to talk that much to each other offset.
I had.
So
that...
क्योंकि
बहुत गप्पे मारते हैं बॉस, बहुत गप्पे मारते हैं, बहुत बातूनी है, और they know each other from bum chums. बचपन के दोस्त हैं, वो एक बार चालू करते हैं तो खत्म नहीं होते. मेरे को लगता है कि कैरेक्टर्स कैरेक्टर से निकल जाएंगे और वो जो जुहू से निकाल के उनको जो मैं पिथौरागढ़ लाया हूँ वो वापस वहीं पिथौरागढ़ में जुहू ले आए। तो मैंने उनको बोला था कि यार तुम यार शूट के बाद ना आपस में मिला मत करो, अगले दिन मेरे को तुमको मूड में लाने में 15 मिनट और लगते। Another thing was that before that, when in Delhi, when we started shooting, what we had done is before the shooting, we had planned and in collusion that Pariniti and Arjun will not workshop together. Because I think one of the first scenes that we were shooting with Pariniti and Arjun, and we kind of shot in continuity, is when Arjun meets her and picks her up. Hardly any exchange. Then वो गाड़ी में एक बतौर ड्राइवर सामने बैठा हुआ है और बतौर सेठानी परिणीति पीछे बैठी हुई, तो उनका जो एक्सचेंज है वो एक्सचेंज है. Their first real meaningful exchange happens when after the shootout, Arjun tries to figure out as to why were they meant to be killed. And he is scaring, himself is scared, and he's at the same time he's interrogating. And what we did was, actually what Arjun is doing, he is interrogating in a very cop-like fashion. Because we checked it, we did some workshops with, crime branch cops and all that. There is a pattern to how cops ask questions and how they sort of, push their whoever they're questioning off balance psychologically, how they mix one question with the other to see how much the person is lying, because they need to figure out the answer, threat, cajoling, friendship, joke, whatever. And at that point, Pinky himself is scared. So we realized that, the scene would be good if a scared person is really scaring another person. So we didn't let Pariniti and Arjun meet too much before that. And then we went straight to that location. And I remember the first take when Arjun first comes inside the door, and gets inside with that huge body of his, thrusting his face into Pariniti's face. I mean, and Pariniti said, boss, I'm scared. वो उससे पहले बात नहीं हुई थी, क्योंकि वो लोकेशन ऐसी थी, वो ऐसा था रात के टाइम पे दिल्ली में किसी बिहड़ में जाके शूट कर रहे हैं. And the way sort of, the scene happened, I think it worked out well for both the actors. So that's what we did before the Delhi shoot. And after that also, we sort of, kind of made a mental sort of, pact not to sort of get too much into our ha-ha, he-he zone with each other till we had shot a substantial part of the film and once the character in the bed. उसके बाद तो उनको कौन रुके, even if they शाम को बैठ के वो कुछ ना मैं घुस जाता था उसमें. So
okay, so sir, although you have said कुछ भी हो सकता है about Sandeep और Pinky Farrar sequel, in a recent interview you mentioned that you desire to make a sequel to Detective Byomkesh Bakshi. Is that true?
That though I said that then only, even when I was making it. But the theatrical Byomkesh didn't do theatrically that well. So, and as I said, that, but as is the case with some of my films, over years, it becomes something and sort of, there are sort of, people who love it, who come out of the woodworks. And I've always wanted to do that. So it's nothing new, even then. So, but it'll take some doing. So time will tell,
So I'll just go over to my last question. Before I take your leave, sir, I want to ask you, now in Sandeep or Pinky Farrar, there were like a few comic situations, like Uncle Auntie were funny. Then there was this one boy who's a big fan of Arjun Kapoor now. I mean, Pinky Bhaiya. So, but like earlier you used to make like, we can't say out and out comedies, but movies like Khosla and Oi Lucky Lucky Oi. So, which were like lighter compared to these films. So, are you going to make another comedy film anytime soon?
See, the thing is, I'll tell you one thing. When I made Oi Lucky, today, you're a living example of what happens to me. Today, you are clubbing Oi Lucky and Khosla together. When Oi Lucky came out, it wasn't clubbed with Khosla at all. In fact, it came out as a shock. Okay, this is completely ulta of Khosla ka Ghosla. Everything that Khosla ka Ghosla celebrated, this film is darkening it, So, of course, there was humor in it. But it was a sort of quite an anti-Khosla film. It was an anti-middle class discourse. आज लोग उसको क्लब कर लेते हैं, लेकिन उस टाइम पे ऐसा नहीं था. तो आज से 10 साल बाद मैं थोड़ा और बुढ़ा हो जाऊंगा और फिर कोई और बोलेगा कि आप वो फिल्में बनाते थे ना, वो खोसला का घोसला, वही लकी और संदीप और पिंकी फरार, वैसी फिल्में आप कब बनाएंगे? तो
All
ये
will be clubbed together.
हाँ, तो if you go and see my films, I think in all my films, it's very clear that as a director and as a co-writer, I love funny. Because life is funny. In fact, I find my own life very funny. Okay? I often sort of crack up over my own life. So I find things very funny, you know. I find things funny. So that always comes in. Depends. That doesn't mean that everything is funny. Of course, one is angry, one is sad, one is feeling emotional, one is feeling paternal, one is feeling maternal. वो सब ठीक है. तो लेकिन I think humor is something that automatically is sort of kind of hardwired into whatever I am doing, including this chat with you. So वो तो कभी नहीं जाएगा. अब ऐसी एक फिल्म जिसमें हास्य रस प्रमुख रस हो, I would love to make a film like that. But एक ऐसी फिल्म जिसमें हम शुरू से लेके आखिर तक एक फनी है, हंस रहे हैं, उसके लिए बहुत कुछ भूलना पड़ता है. तो मैं भूलने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं, क्योंकि हंसने के लिए अगर इस सिचुएशन में अगर मैं हंसना चाहूं तो मेरे को बहुत सी चीजों को अनदेखी करना पड़ेगा. तो वो सोच रहा हूं.
सर हमें इंतजार है.
Don't hold your breath.
Okay, so thank you so much, Dibakar sir. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you. Please ऐसी ही फिल्में बनाते रहिए, क्योंकि हमें तो बड़ा मजा आता है ऐसी full on package movies में. Because there was romance also in Sandeep और Pinky Farah, like a little bit like होगा कि नहीं होगा, होगा कि नहीं होगा. There was comedy. It was very dark. It made a lot of sense. So thank you for the film.
इससे बड़ी प्रशंसा तो हो ही नहीं सकती कि पैकेज मिल गया हमको. तो this is very good. This is lovely. बहुत 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 शुक्रिया. इस तरह की प्रशंसा हमारी मेरी फिल्म को और हमारी फिल्म को मिल रही है. ये तो बहुत बड़ी बात है कि पैकेज फिल्म है और सबको सब मिल गया. तो वेरी गुड. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Take care.